My rabbit literally ate my homework, and my books, and my wires. She's sleeping all cutely now, but I know your true personality, Peanut. List of things my dog has eaten: underwear, used pads, rabbit crepe, about 50 pencils, a chocolate orange my mom wrapped up for Christmas, my 3DS, an entire couch cushion. List of things my dog won't eat: dry dog treats. When my dog was pretty old, she managed to fall asleep with her eyes open. So I came home from a walk to find her lying on the couch, motionless, mouth hanging open slightly, and eyes open and unblinking. I practically screamed her name in horror, and she got up like, "Oh hey, you're home! Yippee!" When my dog was a puppy, she used my sister's bedroom as a bathroom. We found most of it, but the room constantly smelled like dog poop until the dog was completely potty trained. Also, the first thing she did when we brought her home was to crap on the carpet in the living room. My cat tore half of a mouse's face off and brought it into the conservatory. Looked like the Terminator's rodent cousin. I was sick during a family party, so I had to stay in a room with the cats. When my cousin came in to say hello, my one cat proceeded to try mawing his leg multiple times. We had to put him in the closet whenever he came back. Wait, the cousin or the cat? One of my cats climb on the counter if we leave butter out, because it's one of her favorite things to eat. She will not eat anything off the counter if there's no butter. Nothing like seeing a strainer of exposed, cooked, ground beef on the stove with a cat licking at a butter wrapper instead of caring about the meat. I know this is an old video, but my dog ate an entire chocolate bar filled with raisins, and it was wine flavored. The 3 most toxic things for a dog. It was a Christmas present for my grandpa, and she ate it all on Christmas Eve from under the tree and still wanted more after. Laughing face emoji. Due to sleeping on a couch for many years, I've developed the habit of sleeping completely motionless and having to wake up and able to roll over in bed. One night, I woke up briefly to roll over, and my 90% asleep brain registered a noise, being only awake enough to roll over. My brain went, "Oh, it's raining. How's it moving?" A second later, it occurs to me that it was in the middle of summer and it hadn't rained in a week. Emergency button effectively punched. I shut up in bed and I see my cat, Katara, peeing on the books in my bookcase. We made eye contact. She shut off the stream and bolted from the room at full speed. I had recently been reading a lot more, so my best guess is that this was done intentionally as a protest. But she didn't account for the possibility of me waking up and catching her, and she panicked. When my cat Ruby was a kitten, she had a cold. She's always been very small, so as a kitten, she was tiny. I had her on my chest, and then I yawned. She stuck her little head in my mouth, and I couldn't do anything but sit there. Then she sneezed. As I stated before, she had a cold. Didn't get sick, though. My dog, a black lab, is fond of lying down in the darkest areas of the house. She actually does this because when you step on her, you immediately fuss her and give her cuddles, and she loves the attention. The downside is she will lie at the top of the stairs in the dark and you cannot see her. How one of us hasn't died yet is beyond me. Several years ago, My depression was severe. I hadn't cleaned the house in almost a year. One day, it was like a flip switched. I was feeling great and decided to clean. There were a couple of bags filled with garbage from the floor. Old food, cigarettes, and ashes. I had to run out and came back. Beagle tore open the bags. Crap that I spent all day cleaning up was back all over the floor, fell to my knees. It sobbed as my Beagle wagged her tail. This is one of the many horrible stories from that dog. We still laugh at them and miss that evil dog. My cat woke everyone in my apartment up in the dead of night. She'd climbed up onto my exercise ball, and the ball did not appreciate kitty claws. It didn't just pop. It went off with a noise like a gunshot. I've never seen a cat scream out of her room so fast. The ball was for bar. And the cat is 18 now. Still love her though. My two dogs, Stella and Sparky, are the reasons I learned about the birds and the bees at an early age. What with how regularly they went at it, Sparky also had an unfortunate habit of getting stuck inside Stella. The two then usually proceeded to freak the hell out about it. This was unpleasant for all parties involved, but especially for my dad, who had to disconnect them. Had a dog named Cinderella once. We let my dad name her. She was in fact the opposite of Princess. Imagine a big dog like a German Shepherd or something, chewing through an entire phone book. Weird, but not impossible, right? Well, Miss Cinderella was a mini schnauzer less than 6 months old. I had never heard of a dog psychologist until my family had to take her to one. Having raised my rescued rabbit, I am without doubt his favorite person. However, my niece, who is a toddler, likes to think that she's his favorite person and is constantly keeping him company. I remember the day vividly. I came outside after being away from them for 5 minutes, and they were up to of the garden. My rabbit saw me, got excited, proceeded to grab violently onto my niece's new shoes, and ditched her to run down the garden to me. I peed myself laughing. So my mom went to the bathroom, leaving her freshly made ghost pepper quesadillas on the counter. My big dog Hunter and my cat Das promptly came into the kitchen, and working together, they managed to take down the quesadillas and eat them both. Hunter just crapped everywhere 2 minutes later, and Das had heartburn, then threw up on Hunter and on multiple newly laid carpets for the next 4 days. One time when my cat was a kitten, my partner looked over from across the room and made eye contact with the kitten as it peed into one of my plants. Mind you, the kitten had to climb up and perch on a pot. My partner said the kitten made the most zen, satisfied face as he peed on my plant. Same, but the kitten peed on my brother's drawings on the floor. Yippee! My snake Janice wrapped himself around the Wi-Fi cable, causing the Wi-Fi connection to completely shut off. Tried to get him to uncoil. Off, said cable. Wouldn't move. Stayed there for 3 hours! My dog chronically misbehaves, so we don't take her on walks. And I felt really bad about her only having access to the backyard, so I decided to walk her. Not even 5 houses down the street, she slipped out of her collar and ran directly in front of a movie car. Thankfully, the driver stopped her and helped me get her back. She's not a small dog, and I was about 10 years old. She doesn't like being carried. 10-year-old me carried this decently sized dog all the way back to my house. Then I remembered why we don't walk her. My fish splashes water everywhere when he's annoyed. One time, my childhood husky, Artemis, Fowl, waited patiently next to the table while my brother was eating lunch. When he got up for a moment to go to the bathroom, the dog stole his bratwurst right off the plate. Like, I see you're done with this now. Thank you. My cat brought a live snake in the house and looked just as shocked as I when it slithered away. It took me half an hour while my mom held my younger brother standing in the couch frantic. Then, when I finally caught it, he snatched it out of my hands. He pranced around like he caught it, and then it slithered out of his mouth, and he was in shock. Cue another chase scene between me and a snake. He also left a dead mole on my bed. My pet loves to hunt. The usual stuff like leaves and birds can be brought in by him, but one time he just dragged in a dead duck. Not duckling, a freaking duck. Super late, but my cat was diagnosed with cancer in December 2022. Since we knew he didn't have long, we got him a kitten, so he'd have a buddy during this rough time. It was great! Until the kitten decided to jump on his head every morning and chase him around the house incessantly. We'd hear loud running, then a hiss, and kitten would come down, barreling down the stairs away from him. However, when she wasn't around bothering him, he'd go looking for her. So I suspect that part of him loved the chase / being around her, as it kept him active and might have brought him a few months of life. He's since passed on, but I hope he's still watching over us, watching his annoying little sister grow up. R.I.P. Mocha, you were the best boy. My grandma's cat ate my homework. I had to then explain that to my teacher the next day. She hated me, so she refused to call my parents to confirm this and just gave me after-school detention. Dad comes to pick me up, and when he tells her I wasn't lying, she just laughs it off. Oh, really? I didn't know that really happened. Like she just hadn't yelled at me in front of the whole class and wasted an hour and a half of both mine and my dad's time. Our family dog ate a rock when she was only a few months old. She had to go to the vet and instantly became the most expensive dog we had ever owned. My old cat scratched everyone to crap, then abandoned us for the miserable old woman next door. It's been like 11 years and I'm still next level mad. My dog used to take the lid off the butter container, eat all the butter, and put the lid back on. We didn't suspect him for like a year until we watched him standing all the way up the shelf eating the butter.